episode of Talk of the Town. My name is Ian Siegel and I'm your host today. Today's topic is the Gold Coast International Film Festival. And to talk about the festival, we have two very special guests. The Town Supervisor of North Hempstead, John Kaiman, and the founder and executive director of the Great Neck Arts Center, Regina Gill. Welcome. So Regina, tell us, where did the idea come from for the Gold Coast International Film Festival?
Well, in founding the Great Neck Arts Center, film was always an important part of the offerings. So we had art, music, dance, theater, and film. And in doing the Furman Film Series, which we've been doing now for 17 years, we realized that we had a formula that adults really appreciated, where we brought in a first peek at a film that hasn't necessarily made it to Manhattan yet. And for people out here, that was a treat, not just for people out here, but for people everywhere. And it was unique because we also offered a speaker following the film, and noticed that on a Thursday night, our theater, a Clearview Theater, but our theater was filled, and other screening rooms were not. And so something was definitely happening here. So we built on that and figured that we would do an intensive 5 days of films and film events and panels and stars and attract a lot of attention to our region.
And what are the dates of the festival?
June 1st to June 5th, with our opening night red carpet premiere on May 31st.
Now, from what I understand, your first major partner in this venture is the town of North Hempstead, and you went to Supervisor Kaiman with this idea. And Supervisor?
Yeah, well, we got involved when Regina came to us and said that she'd love to be able to move this idea forward, and she just needs some resources to make it happen. And I understand there was some other folks that had made some commitments, but weren't quite in the game yet. And so what we did is said that we'd be interested in participating. Let's see how it goes, and set up some meetings. And one thing led to another, and apparently some other folks didn't quite come through with what they thought they could. So really, my approach was to look at this thing from a town of North Hempstead perspective, and whether or not it was appropriate for us to put in a substantial amount of resources through our Business and Tourism Development Corporation so that we can make this happen. This was something that really could be a economic generator for our community in the North Shore of Long Island, which is an extraordinarily successful community in so many different ways. But we too were feeling the impact of the recession and the problems with the economy. And so to do something that tied in with the arts and with economic development, and with folks that are already established credentials like Regina and the Great Neck Arts Center, to see if we can help provide that impetus to make this thing a reality, became pretty exciting. So I called Regina one day and I said, we're going to jump in there and put some real dollars behind it, and we're talking 6 figures, and that kind of launched it to this next phase, which is now about to happen.
Yeah.
Well, it's quite remarkable that, during a recession, that the town has the resources and you had the vision to make an investment like this that I think we all think is really going to pay off for the local community and the local businesses.
Well, governments always have to make choices. We have resources. The question is, how are we going to invest our resources in a way that makes sense for the larger community? And sometimes those investments revolve around intangibles. And the Arts Center, but the Film Festival is an intangible. It's not something that people automatically say, well, this is something that's going to get a real return. And it's important for us to make sure that when we invest tax dollars, people's resources, people's dollars, that there is something that is going to help our local economy grow and, in essence, bring the money back. And after spending a lot of time with Regina and some of the other folks at the Arts Center and some of the other folks in this area, I think it really became clear to me that not only is supporting the arts important just in terms of how one identifies one community and the legacy one leaves, but it's an extraordinary opportunity for an economic development or economic development growth. And arts and a film festival such as the one that Regina was creating really seemed like a perfect opportunity to focus on the arts, use our resources in a way that would come back to us. And when this all works, we're going to have extra sales tax revenue, we're going to have extra revenue in a lot of different ways, and it enhances the value of our community, and ultimately the town will benefit from that because most of the Gold Coast area is within our town, and certainly where this film festival is focusing on. And so I think it's a wise economic decision, but it's also a community decision, and we're looking forward to such a great program.
So Regina, what can people expect to happen during the film festival?
Well, we can, if you have never been to a film festival, let me just briefly walk you through what it's like. You have your opening night red carpet premiere. I think I'll even tell you, John, because
Okay.
I don't know that you know what's about to happen. You have pre-events leading into the festival, so pre-festival events. There'll be mansion parties at certain places for people with the means, and then there'll be public, open to the public events, talking to movie stars and directors and people who show up to promote. Because you have to remember that film festivals are great for the film industry, and the film industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. People want to get their product in front of the public. People want to get more and more people interested in what they're doing. So they want to support us as we launch this film festival also.